Going to be stormy weather today. Clouds are rolling in. I've just fed the horses. Got their hay now. Bill's already there having his hay. But, this sort of weather always makes him feel a bit crazy. He particularly likes it. You can hear Bella coming over. But it doesn't surprise me if they start running around in the wind. It brings out the wild side of Bill. Let's see where my girl is. She's over there having a nibble. Chickens are having breakfast. The turkey hasn't come out. He's 10 years old now, and he has been sleeping most of the time. I think he's getting near to that age where he's probably gonna die soon, but put some extra hay in, I think, for him today, as soon as it's going to be wet and horrible. This kitty here is already nested down. This kitty's about 14, maybe 15 years old, and she sleeps anywhere. She's our barn cat that she catches many mice these days, but she's snuggled in. I think she'll probably go and find herself somewhere warm to sleep once the rain kicks in. Fatty boy here eating his breakfast as usual. I'll have to cover in this hay section a bit better over the next week or so in preparation for winter. Maybe put up some fencing around it as well on those rough winter days if I need to keep these two locked in at all. Not that I usually do, they're pretty good. Now that Bill's taken over the position of number one, he's more inclined to come in out of the rain, and then Bella will follow. But in the past she would stand out in the rain and he would feel obligated to stand out in the rain with her, which is just silly. But he has a bit more wisdom in his head than she does. So I'm hoping this winter she follows his lead and not him hers, and I think they stay drier than wet. I was tempted to fill up the hay bags, but with the rain coming, I think no, blow it. The hay will get wet and then they won't eat it. The horses are really fussy when it comes to hay, so she can just pick off the remains. There's that bag, and there's also that one over there. But we'll wait and see. I'm hoping that we'll get about 5 mils, or hopefully even more, later today when the rain finally hits in. We really need it. These paddocks are very dry. As you can see, paddocks for miles around are dry. Everybody's properties are just bare at the moment. We're in like a semi-drought. When we get rain. Madam there's now going off to eat some hay with Billy, probably. She's in season at the moment. She's always a bit of a sooky girl when she's in season. She goes, walking at snail's pace because she's lazy. Rambo here. Come on, eat your breakfast. He's 10 years old now. I know he's got too much wool on him, but last year when I got them shorn, both boys nearly died from the stress. and they're really big, so shearers find them hard to shear properly, and they just got absolutely massacred, and the stress was just terrible. It took them weeks and weeks to recover, and at 10 years of age I had to make the decision as to whether to just leave them as are and let them live out their best year, and when life gets too much for them, just put them down, which is awful, I know, but they're just, you know, making that decision for pets is really hard. But in the meantime, they live their best life. They get thoroughly spoilt, lots of hay to eat. They spend most of their day in bed. They barely ever wander around these days because they're old and full of arthritis. That's Robin in the background. He's always a chicken, Mr. Scaredy Cat. But Rambo here, he's named aptly because he's got a tendency to ram people in the bottom, except for me, when they're not paying attention, and he's very spoiled. In the younger days, if I was running around the paddock doing stuff, he's always on my tail, mugging me, trying to get stuff out of my pockets, whereas Robin will stay back a bit. Also, Robin tends to be a victim where the horses are concerned. They both love to chase him. I don't know why, but there you go. I'm going to fix up my electric fencing. The horses have absolutely mangled it. I'm not going to do it today, not with this rain coming, because that paddock's going to be slippery as hell. Plus I don't want to have the horses helping me. Both of them love to help me, which is not really appreciated on my side of life. But there you go. It's a bit of a look at the property. You can see how dry it is. This tree here is one of their favourite shelter spots. Acts as a good windbreak. The chickens that's come out of bed. She's about 7 now. Getting lazy. Horses are there eating their hay. Honestly, Mr. Rooster. All my animals are like retirees these days, apart from those horses who are just bloody spoiled. I keep telling myself I will get in and start to work them, but I haven't. Mainly because I've had a stuffed shoulder for quite some time, and it's hard doing stuff, and both of them want to be handled at the same time, which drives me nuts. So I do have to get my act together, but there you go. I will at some point. Well, I'm going to go inside and do some work now. Both horses are happy and peaceful. Nobody's fighting over who's got the hay. I assume that they'll move around once the rain starts, so they're in under the cover. All I've got is shade cloth on this part. I have to put some tin up at some point, but it's mainly just to act as a wind block and to stop the hay getting saturated. Last year I had Mr. Rooster. Last year I had their hay feeder in their stable, but they like to lay down. Oh, honestly, Bella. That's it. I knew it wouldn't last long. He's going to perform now. She started that fight. His tail swishing. A big warning sign. Yep. And Bella's in season, she's always moody and more inclined. Oh, that's it. He's telling her. He's always so dramatic. He's like, bugger off. Otherwise, he'll turn into bad boy Billy. He's going to ditch hay on her. That's their other game, is who can ditch hay on who. peaceful outside. That's it, he's still trying to tell her. See a chicken in the background there. Coming through under Bill's tail, making the dash. He used to be a chicken chaser, but he's not anymore. Thank God for that. You see that doorway in the background? He used to go through that door and round and round. It was like some crazy cartoon with chickens running through the stable round the back with Bill on their tail. He doesn't ever hurt them. He just would bop them up the bottom with his nose. Now he's going to tell her off. Oh, that's it. Oh, it's the dramatics. That's it. Ditch hay on a Bill. Poor girl. You can't resist a fight. Hence that's why I call him Bad Boy Billy. He's like a pig in a trough. Oh dear. Oh, morning antics are over. I think I'll go and have my breakfast.